And I was just talking to a client about this yesterday, but it's a quote that says, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You want me to say it again?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Unveiling Journeys. My name is Tiffany Alexander, and I'm always excited to meet with you, always excited to share with you, because if you know me at this point, I'm a huge fan of networking, the power of networking. Literally at the end of anybody that you meet, just say, man, who else in your life do you think I need to know? Or I've got people that I think you need to know. And that is exactly how I got a chance to meet our amazing guest that we have today. Her name's Marie. And she has a really fun story. I'm so excited to unveil her journey as to how she got where she is at right now. And so do me a favor, let's welcome Marie and come on over. Tell me a little bit about you and your story right now.
Yeah, thank you for Tiff for having me on here. This is a lot of fun. It's a little bit different than podcasts I usually do. So thank you for inviting me into something a little bit different. So I'm a business strategist. I work with online entrepreneurs, and we focus a lot on operational systems inside of their business. I have an expertise inside of partnerships because just like Tip, I love to make good relationships work for businesses. And I've been doing this for the last 5 to 10 years. I really love this world. I love the space that we're in now. I think that people really thrive inside of good relationships and using those to make fun business decisions and growing business throughout. So right now I'm really in a space where tweaking businesses, helping them scale. And I just live in a world that is online, and I know other people live in other worlds. So I think that's kind of a fun little space. It's a little bit different.
That's so cool. You said operational, and I thought, oh my gosh, the visionary in me is I need so many of you in my life to be the parts and picking up the pieces and making it all. And I can weave webs of people and humans, but as far as my business is, I need someone else that's doing that for me. And so you are one of these people that are a unique, needed aspect of so many of the other people that I tend to bump into that are like-minded with me, that are like, oh my gosh, if I could do this, I could just do more, right? And then here you are, everybody's getting a chance to get to know you, but that always, here's the deal. I already know where everybody kind of ended up right now. It wasn't what they were born and raised in. They knew that they were going to grow up to be their whole life. Mm-hmm. So I want to get to the roots of it. Tell me, where are you from and how did this all start?
Okay, so we're going to go all the way back. I like this part because I really find that a lot of where my systems, processes, leadership came from was being the oldest of 4 children. So I'm the oldest. I like to think of that as my first job. I'm the big sister, right?
Yeah.
And I really took that seriously. I took it as my siblings are going to follow me. My parents were very busy. They were entrepreneurs at that time. My mom ended up divorcing my stepdad at that time. So there was a lot of reason for me to step up and just be that person that was in charge and kind of making decisions along the way. So if you think about it, when I'm 7, my mom is the visionary and I'm the operator, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so that was kind of how my life was always running. Throughout that, I, go through school. I go through elementary school. I go through high school. And I find that I'm really gravitating towards the military at that time. I was already in junior ROTC. Those are in high schools, and that's a beautiful place for a lot of structure for students. If it's inside, I don't know if you have those in your area.
Yeah, totally. The JROTCs and stuff. They have one here. I live right next to a little baby airport in Modesto, and they have the Air Force one.
Yes,
of course, naturally.
So you see a whole bunch of high school kids running around and they have videos, and I think it was cool, and they're so that was me in high school, and I really liked it because it created a structure that I was used to. It created a process where I felt safe and I could really thrive and be developed as a leader a little bit more. And that was a lot of fun. So there, again, I'm sitting in this spot of systems and processes and operations, and it just felt really comfortable in that. So I took what I did in JROTC, and then I actually went into the military from there. So straight out of high school, I went into the military, and I found a path through.
Wait, what branch?
So I went into the Army.
Okay.
So, yeah.
This is what has to happen. Everybody has to say thank you for your service, because the people that didn't and couldn't and wouldn't go into there, which is a lot. And we're all grateful that you did that.
Oh, thank you. I thank you. I appreciate it. And even in high school, like there were so many kids that really, really wanted to, but for whatever medical reason or anything else, like they really couldn't go into the military, even though they had that passion. For me, it worked out. I found a passion that I really wanted to fly. I wanted to be a pilot. And I was like, how am I going to do this? I talked to my mom in high school and I'm like, Mom, I want to be a pilot. Like, how in the world am I going to do this? She's like, I can't help you. I'm a single mom. I don't have any money. You're going to have to figure it out, kid. And so I did. I went into the military in order to be a pilot. And I created.
There's not a lot of women pilots in the military in general. So like you made it.
I made it. It was really cool. So we're in high school. I went in, I got into the military. I joined a unit that was an air unit in North Carolina National Guard. And I found a space in that where I could create my own path to go into flight school. So went to college, was an ROTC in college, did the same stuff, structure, leadership, all of those great things. And then I was granted a commission as a Blackhawk helicopter pilot for the North Carolina National Guard. Absolutely loved it. So that was my first job right out of college.
My little secret. This is my friend, Marie Mack, who was an Apache helicopter pilot. Oh, Blackhawk. Sorry. I'm sorry. My wrong Indian background. It's so fun. It's so fun. That's incredible. I need to know more about this.
Yes. It was a lot of fun. There are not a lot of women pilots at all. And then at the same time, I was in North Carolina and I was in the National Guard. I don't know this like 100%. So I'm like 80% sure that I was maybe the second or third woman Blackhawk pilot in North Carolina. Nobody quote me on it because that was a while ago, but I knew there was not a lot of us. And it was a really great space to learn and to grow, but then also to really it's a different space to learn in the military than it is to learn in business or to learn in any other atmosphere that you might be in. But again, I was just really in love with that spot. And I love the fact that we had checklists and we had operational things and we knew that we needed to do a certain thing to do the mission and to figure it out. And so I did that for about 4 years after college. And I met my wonderful husband and we got married and it was all great. And we had a son. And around that same time, that was 2010, Sean and I, my husband and I both came up on orders to go to Iraq at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
And so we had this beautiful baby boy. He was 6 months old. And we both come up on orders to go to Iraq. And I was just like, nope, I can't do it. I can't do it. So my husband did. He continued on in the military. He actually retired after 21 years. So that was a lot of fun. And I got to transition out of the military into being a full-time mom and military wife. So
that's exciting. Well, congratulations for both of those, because that's a major move, both of them.
It was so busy and it was so wonderful. And we really enjoyed military life. There's so many things about it that are great about community and people just being really loving. And as a mom who's traveling around with kids all over the country, you always just found that open arms of other military spouses, some of them husbands, some of them wives, that were just like, oh, you're new here. No problem. Hey, we're having a barbecue. Come over, and it was just always, for our experience on the officer side, it was a lot of fun. So, so I had a couple kids. I have 2 children. They are 12 and 14 now. Absolutely adore them. We've always homeschooled. So I kind of transitioned my whole world into being stay-at-home mom, homeschool mom, just diving into what that education looked like. Now,
I can only imagine the operational side of how rigid your homeschooling program was.
How much really time did they get? Yes, it's quite funny because my husband was I would sit down, I'd plan out their whole curriculum. Now, my degree before I got into flight school was in elementary ed, so I kind of had a background a little bit.
There you go.
And then when I finished flight school, I took all of my hours and I actually have a degree in aeronautics as well. So generally a trainable person. And I was like, I feel like I could take these 2 humans that are my children and I can educate them. And as a traveling family all around the country, I was like, it just makes sense for our family that they'll stay home and they'll homeschool. Some military families are like, nope, they're going to go in and out of public school or whatever. It just worked for us. So yeah, I definitely have schedules. Even now, my kids they are homeschooled, but they go to a private online school. So they're home with us full time. My husband's retired. I work at home. I'm like pointing because they're like in the next room.
bedrooms or down the hall.
Down the hall. So now I've just created this really awesome life where
Where'd you guys end up? Like when you retired?
We're in North Carolina. So
okay, good.
Yeah. We're just north of Charlotte in North Carolina. This is where my hometown is. This is where my husband's from. We have grandparents and siblings and stuff. So it just seemed right to be close to all the family.
100%.
Yeah. So anyway, all those operational things kind of come around. And when my kids were a couple years old, we had decided we were really peaceful with our family. We had two, a son and a daughter. And we're like, okay, we're not going to have any more kids. And I was like, I need to figure out something else to do because as much as I love to finger paint and like cook cookies with my kids, I need another outlet. And I started my online business from that spot. And I found that a lot of people that are online, much like yourself, have really great and wonderful ideas, but they don't know like the step by step to actually make some of those things happen.
Yeah.
So I took all of these ideas from like being like the oldest in my family and then going to college and like checklists and all the things that were in flight school and like flying and pilots are checklists all the way around, like no matter if they're
military or not. Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Checklists are a way to keep people alive. And so I just kept thinking about that. And I was like, how can we do this for business owners, And so I started to align with different business owners and say, hey, I think I can really help create a checklist. Like if you're doing something in your business, let me help just the operational side. And then it's just kind of scaled through that. I do a lot of stuff about visibility. So think online summits, think about things where people are going out on stages and they really want to collect that information from the people that they're speaking to. So we have a lot of launches that our clients do, just anything that's around visibility. There's going to be an operational system right behind it to make sure it goes. So
this doesn't sound like limited to here nor there. This is like, you could help almost any business, right?
I would say, I mean, of course, yes. I can help anybody. At the same time, I have like this, I understand that I have an expertise inside of online business. And sometimes that works different than like brick and mortar businesses. I also have worked a lot with online coaches, consultants, speakers, authors. So I have this like little niche of people, but I find like even Tiff, like you're in a different niche, but you and I still get along great. And we talk all the time. And it's just like, there's still something about networking with people outside of that realm that really feels good. Plus, I'm always expanding and learning, right? Like I think
100%.
And although I feel like I really have some things in this world unlocked, how could I like do better in real estate? Or how could I like really reach out to people that are brick and mortar and they want to do something different? Or so I'm always interested in like working with different types of people. Like right now I have a brick and mortar business owner who actually owns 3 different businesses and she's growing a 3rd brand. I'm just working with her. Like, how do we organize all the things that you're doing in the system so it doesn't seem so overwhelming?
You know, there was one thing that when we first met and you talked to me about, and I was like, gosh, that's so interesting. It stuck with me that I want to ask you about. You were saying, man, when I go somewhere, when I end up into a position or a job, or I go to a new thing, somehow or another, I always get sort of called out and automatically appointed to be leadership. You just end up as the manager. You end up as like the head guy. You end up as the person in charge. Like, tell me more about what that's like for you.
Yeah. I like it. I think I that sounds really, I don't know how that sounds, but I like it. I like being the one who can answer questions. I like being the one who's like, I really am people focused. So I think that if I'm aligned with like the leadership that's there, the owners, the CEOs, the visionaries that I'm a part of, if it helps the team or other people that are there to make decisions and move forward with their work, like I want to be that person who says, yes, follow me. Right. And that's not only as being like the oldest child, but also in the military, there is something about leadership to like stand up, follow me. And I want to be that person. I don't want people to be stuck or bottlenecked or feel like, well, I can't move forward because we don't have enough information. I'll be like, yep, sure. We're going to do it like this. And I'm going to make the very best decision I can. And I think as a person who wants to do that, I end up like stepping up into that role. Whenever you go to a space and somebody's like, can we have a volunteer? Like nobody will answer for a second. I'm like, I'll do it. It's fine. I'll go, I'm just the one that volunteers too.
Relate to that. I'm a big fan of like understanding people's personality types, and I've taken enough of those quizzes and questions. The one that stood out to me the most wasn't like, Tiff, you're the natural born leader. You're the one that always steps up. Mine was like, if no one steps up, you will do it because no one else wants to. So I don't like to let things linger. I'm like, let's move this forward. If everyone can't make a decision where to eat, I'm going to make the decision, but I don't want to be the leader in that. I'll be the leader that nobody wanted.
Yeah. So they want somebody in front and you're that person. So that's
and great. I'll step up if no one else steps up, but I'm not going to like jump to it. It's going to be like, well, no one's making a decision. I'll go. How does being this natural born leader, this being able to take charge in everything work for you helping people with their operations? Tell us a little bit more about what that looks like whenever you step into the role for someone.
Yeah. I often will get that I have very high processing speed. Like I can kind of see multiple different pieces at one time. I always assume everybody can see that, but apparently that's not a skill that everybody can see.
It's not funny.
That I talk to, they're usually like, okay, I got you. I'm keeping up. And so when I am inside of an operational system, those are not siloed, right? Like one system inside of a business has also connected to another. Marketing is connected to sales, is connected to how the offer is actually presented or how client services are doing or HR, like all of these things are connected. So when you can see all the pieces that are connected, then you can go a little bit deeper into a specific system like marketing and say, okay, well, actually, we're going to tweak these little things in here. And then once it gets back up to the top, then the business owner's like, oh, things are functioning better. And it's just like a little mechanical tweak, it seems like, inside of one of the individual systems, because no system can work independently. Like you can't just have a ton of marketing tiff out there and then never do sales, right? Like,
right. Yeah. Like what do you... Someone's got to be like, where's your credit card?
Yes. You do have to ask for the card in order to continue to have business. So I like that part. I like the problem solving of that part, and there's just something really beautiful about opening up some of those blockers for team members, because a lot of the times we have tons of beautiful doers. We have these people who will create the graphics. We have these people who will send out the invites. We have these people who will promote the whatever. But they don't necessarily see how all the pieces work together. So I like to see how everything works together. Like
that's amazing. I feel like this is a lot of brain power that luckily comes naturally to you. Like you said, some people have it and they don't. This is a crazy question, but why do you do this and why is it so important to you?
Oh, this is a good question. So first, I kind of have realized over the last years that not everybody can do this type of work, right? Like I finally came to the realization, like I might be a little different than other people. I also know that the people that I align with, they have a really super important mission and they have a lot of reason that they need to get that word out there, whatever it might be. And I'm only aligned with and attracted to people who have a higher mission. So think philanthropic work, or they have something where they're like, if we could just get this out there, then it would expand all these different resources or reasonings, or like reduce time and effort. And like all of those things I really align with. And aligning with that helps me like continue to do my why. And I think all the people that I don't align with naturally don't love the way that I think or talk. And so I'm kind of disqualifying or vetting people just by the way that I am communicating myself. So it's really easy for people to come to me and be like, hey, somebody said I should talk to you about this, whatever. And referrals come really easy like that because I'm really clear about who I want to work with and who I don't want to work with. Did that answer your question?
Hey, that was good. I think it was like, because when the going gets tough, like why keep going?
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it's a lot about being able to continue to stay home with my kids. And I don't want to have to go into a workplace. I also want to continue to like do the schedule that I do. I have a lot of high processing time in my schedule, and the clients that I work with get like full on everything that it can do. And at the end of the day, like I know that we're going to make the world a better place. Like everybody I'm working with has a reason that they're doing something. And I can see that vision as being like better for the world. And my own, like, I know that my kids are really important. I know the next generation is really important. We have like a deeper why inside of public lands and like the things that are inside of those spaces that I want to make sure my kids know about. Not just my kids, but like anybody that's around me, and all of my clients know, like, I'm taking multiple weeks off and we're going to go hiking in the Tetons, or we're going to go, whatever the next national park is.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really beautiful place to be. And it's important for others to know that. It's like your passions, like, no offense, but the work is not the passion for me. Like going in there and doing the systems, but having the lifestyle that's there. And then also knowing that I can affect the right person seeing the right information if I can create a better system. Does that make sense?
Down. And then you almost trickle down the same effect to the business owner and the employees and everything, because you can get that swiftly operationally done in a magical way that they didn't even know they could have, to then in turn give like that vision almost to them too. That's kind of neat. I never thought about like the direct reflect of that.
Yeah.
If somebody's thinking to themselves, I need you in my life, where is like your favorite way that you want someone to come find you, connect you, or seek you out?
Yeah. So I'm on LinkedIn. That's pretty much the only social space that I'm on. It's the best way to like connect, DM, just say like, hey, I saw you on here and I'd love to connect. Usually then I move people over and we talk in some kind of thing like WhatsApp or Voxer. I'm a relationship person and I love to have like conversations. So connecting on LinkedIn is a really good step.
Well, that's great. That way. And if you guys are at this point, you don't know how to find us, LinkedIn is kind of like the business side of Facebook. So being able to go in there, connect with us. And that way, if you are needing something, you need exactly what it is that she is conveying to us, then you got to friend us. So that way I can say, hey, listen, spend minutes, spend hours, spend time to identify if this would be a good fit, because why not? Right? What are some little nuggets that you want to leave with everybody today? Maybe like a first step or your favorite thing that you want to leave as your lasting remarks.
Yeah, I love this. So one of the things that have popped up recently, I kind of left it in my military world, but I'm going to bring it up to any business owner, really. And I was just talking to a client about this yesterday, but it's a quote that says, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You want me to say it again?
That's really good.
Slow
I like that.
is
I was
smooth,
picturing like on a
fast.
yeah.
Yeah. And of course, I'm thinking of it operationally, but it's also about, especially visionaries, you're usually thinking 7, 10 months, years ahead of time, right? Like you're just so fast ahead. And we almost have to say, we're taking this methodically for a reason, because if we can create a certain system or process around it, we can go really fast.
True.
So slow is smooth, smooth is fast. If you're a military person and you look it up, you'll figure out a little bit more about what it actually is inside of military world. But I think it goes with anybody, you know?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
There is going to be, oh my gosh, I imagine that you would be a great fit for the right person, and they're going to kind of identify themselves out right now. But that's not the end of it, because you are growing and doing so many more things. Is there anything like on the horizon that you want to tell us about, like cool projects you're working on?
Yeah, I appreciate it. So one of the biggest things that I know I have power in is team. I love teams that are out there. And I've aligned with several different business owners, and I'm not even business owners, but individuals who own multiple businesses. And I've been working with them as a fractional chief of staff in order to just really streamline how they're working inside their businesses in order for them to create that bigger mission. It's been a really great passion of mine, and love the fact that I can support multiple people at one time. Like this is efficiency on overload for me. That's what I've been working in. And if it fits anybody, I'd love to have a conversation, because it's definitely the next level of where I'm going to go.
Oh, I love that so much. Hey, I am so appreciative that you and I first got together, because we haven't had a chat in like a couple of months, and just even to say hi all the time is amazing.
Yeah.
But thank you for your time to come on. And anybody you're thinking right now, click on any of the links below to any of the videos where you find this at, and connect with us, friend us, take some time. we definitely have like a little sample time that you want to get with us together, and come check us out on the next episode, right on our YouTube or right on our Buzzsprout account. And thank you again, Marie. Thank you. Have a great day. And I will talk to you soon. Bye,
All right.
everybody.